Good evening. I do not know what time it is in your own part of the world, but here is morning. I know at this time US is sleeping, but in Nigeria we are awake. It's morning. I welcome you to my channel, Okonjo Christopher Television on YouTube. I'm highly elated this morning to be with you at this hour. Well, I'm just coming from the gym. Every Saturday morning I go gymming. Like I used to tell you, exercise is very good. I mean, body exercise profited little, but spiritual exercise is all that I made you to understand. I think that was what I was dealing with last week. So it is profitable for you to go and exercise. Once again, if you are joining me, whatever part of the earth you are connecting from, please can you give me a thumb up? Well, you are just joining me. I must say you are welcome. Highly welcome you at this hour and at this time. Can you just take the time to, go like the live stream because we're going to be having a live swell time. Make sure you subscribe if you are just a newcomer. Make sure you comment, and as you comment, we are going to be, having some good time together. Well, once again, you're welcome, and this morning happens to be, a breezy morning. It looks as if it's raining. It's well, is we are under the weather in Nigeria. I don't know what it is in your own part of your the part of the world where you're connecting with me from. Well, it's August, and August is about to end. Today is the 30th day of August 2025. In short, the way the month is running, or the way the year is running, is scary. I woke up this morning, I thought today was 29. I didn't know it was 30. So you just wake up, activities are going on, life is going on, time is going. Time, they say, does not wait for no one. If you are alive, anytime you have, use one time at a time because God has given you the opportunity. So I'm privileged to be with you in this live stream this morning. I'm highly elated, and I want you to just join force with me, agree with me in whatever we're going to do because we're going to be having some nice time. And I promise you, quality time. You're going to have value for the time that you're going to be spending in this live stream because it's going to be worth it. So once again, I say welcome, and please stay connected at this hour. We are going to have a nice time for the time us together this morning. I want us to chat. Please, if you are coming in, have the mindset that we are going to be chatting. I want to get to know you better. That's the whole essence of live stream. And I'm here just relaxed to do that, to have a fellowship with you at this hour. Today, I'm going to be looking at the ups and downs of life. The ups and downs. You see, life is full of ups and downs. I call it ups and downs, the challenges of life. Life itself is a mystery because we were created and brought in here. We don't dictate our life, how it's going to be. We don't dictate, the life that is given to us, but we have, the right to live the way we want to live according to the details of God. God has created us here and made us a free moral agent. So the choice to decide the life you want to live is in your hands. God did not create you a robot. Remember that. I want to emphasize it again. God never created any human being to be a robot. A robot is something that is manipulated. A robot is something that does not have a mind of his own. So that's why God said in his word in Psalm 8, the psalmist David said, why do you, I, I don't know to reframe it now. Why are you so mindful of man? You created him a little bit lower than the angels. We are lower than the angels in the terms that angels don't have a mind of their own. But man was created with a mind, which means you have a mind to decide to serve God or not to serve him. You have the power of choice to choose between good and bad. But God, in His infinite wisdom, encouraged us to choose good. He said, life and death I've set before you. I encourage you to choose life. So choose life and walk in life is very, very important. You are welcome. Whatever part of the earth you are connecting with, please let me know. I want to know where you're connecting from. It's drizzling here. The rain is falling gradually here. And sorry, the network is good, but the rain is drizzling where I am right now. I'm going to shift. I will shift because the rain is falling. But if you are there, please stay connected. We're going to have some nice time because I'm going to be looking at ups and down of life. To some people, it still remains life is a mystery. They don't understand it at all. To them, to some other, life is far-fetched. They can't lay hold of it. Because why? It's an illusion. An illusion is something you cannot lay hold of. It's far ahead of you. But life is just close to you. It's given to you. So you decide what you make out of life. Life is given to you, and you decide because you have the power of choice. You decide to make what you want to make out of this life. But in life, you have to make the right choices for you to have a good life. There are people that have gone ahead of us. They lived their life, and they have lived their life the way. So life itself is meant to be lived. So it's designed for you to live it, the way you feel should be lived. So this morning it is raining. It's actually showering here. It's drizzling in my own part of the world here. But we are seeing what we're going to do. Wherever you are right now, just stay connected, and we're going to have some nice time. Life, the ups and downs of life is what we are looking at today. Let me just look at some notable people that have come to grace the earth and have left. Let me use Nelson Mandela as an example. Nelson Mandela was a freedom fighter in Africa. And because of what he believed in, see, what you believe in, everyone is created. We must understand that everyone is created to live for something and to die for something. If you cannot live for something, then you will die for something. So there's a cause. Everyone is given a mandate, and the man knows his cause. The reason why he has been brought, he's created in the earth. In the days of what do you call it? The apartheid in South Africa, we found Nelson Mandela fighting for the freedom of his people. Apartheid is segregation. Segregation of one race from the other. So the order of that time in the world in South Africa. So when they don't have a voice of their own, and the people that don't have a voice of their own, and the people that don't have a voice of their own, God will always raise amongst the people someone that will stand as a voice for the people. And Nelson Mandela was raised in his time and his generation. And instead of fighting for the freedom of the people, and that cost him his freedom. He was put in prison, jailed for 27 years. You can imagine what that is, the ups and downs of life. Well, that's the reason why he was created. Being there for 27 years, the whole world was not in support with that. Life that is going on in South Africa. And there was so much freedom fighters. Canvassing for the liberation of. Even the white racists even decided to give him an option. We will set you loose from prison if only you relinquish your mandate for the release of your people from bondage. But Nelson Mandela, being understanding what purpose is, the reason why he came to the earth at that time, is to stand as a freedom fighter for his people. He stood his ground and refused. And, refused to say it's better for him to remain in jail than for his people to be in bondage. And at that time, Nelson Mandela, chose to remain in prison for 27 years. The whole world was canvassing for his release. And there came a time, at the appointed time, he was released. So he was released. So one would say, okay, what kind of a life? Can we live that kind of a life? Well, if God has designed your life to be a sacrifice for a people, you have no choice but to live the life and live it for the fullest. But one thing that strikes me about Nelson Mandela was that he came out of prison, and South Africa was liberated from apartheid, and the people decided to elect him as president. They even wanted him to go for 2 terms. But for the kind of man that he is, he decided to say, the whole essence of standing for my people is not because I want to be in a hem of leadership. I don't see leadership as something that, that surpass the freedom of my people. That's a man that showed example for our African fathers. He ruled for only 1 tenure and he stepped down. I used that part of his life to bring a lesson to our African leaders of yesterday. That did not actually, Nelson Mandela laid a foundation that other African leaders of his time supposed to copy. But African leaders kept wallowing in ignorance. A man that gave his life for his people, gave up his freedom, that his people might be released from bondage. Set an example for African leaders that leadership is not all about position. Leadership is not all about acquiring wealth. Leadership is not all about, relegating people to the background. But leadership is all about setting an example, being a sacrifice for the people. Yet in all this mannerism that he exhibited, our African leaders never learned a lesson. They never, got the picture of what this man was setting. Please, if you are coming in to my live, please can you like the live stream? Can you subscribe? Can you give me a thumb up? Let me know you are there. Let me know what part of the earth you are connecting from. I'm highly elated to be with you at this hour and at this time. You are welcome to my live stream. I'm happy to have a chat with you. Stay some more time and we are going to have some beautiful time together. So I was talking about the ups and downs of life. The ups and downs of life. Looking at Nelson Mandela as a picture. So Nelson Mandela stepped down and he's supposed to be a picture. He's supposed to be a model for our African leaders of yesterday. Permit me to use the word yesterday, because right now there's a new trend going on in Africa right now. Our African leaders, especially in the Sahel region of Burkina Faso, are beginning to see, in the person of Ibrahim Traore, God is raising a new trend or a new breed of leaders without greed. African leaders have been, soaked in greed, ruling their people, not putting their people into consideration, but putting themselves into consideration, which is not a nice one. Africa has long been long entrenched in this kind of mindset, and it has not helped us to get to where we are going. If you're just joining me, I'm just looking at the ups and downs of life, and I'm looking at the life of people, navigating through and see what we can see in that aspect. But let me come down right now. What is the ups and downs in your life? What is the ups and downs in your life? How has life treated you? Thank you can you like the live stream? If you are coming in, like the live stream, please. Let me know you are there. Can you tell me? Yeah, I'm looking at the live, the challenges of life. Yeah, I'm looking at the live, the challenges of life. I'm looking at the challenges of life. And I was using Nelson Mandela of South Africa, Nelson Mandela of Blessed Memory, as a case study. You might have said, well, during those days he was in prison for 27 years. I was looking at that. Let's go ahead as a case study. 27 years being in prison, because his people are not exercising their right as a people. They were not seen as a people, that are part of a country in South Africa. The blacks those days they make up more than 70%, or if not 80%. Yeah, 80% of the population, and the whites are just 20%. And the blacks have no voice, So Nelson Mandela stood as a freedom fighter. I'm looking at the wall of yesterday. Our wall was porous yesterday. The wall is taking a different dimension. Different things, so many things happen in our world. And, it has a way of shaping and molding our wall. I'm looking at life at that time. At that time, so many things have happened. And so many people have died, and so many lives have been lost, and life is still going on. So I'm looking at the ups and the downs of life. Ups and the downs of life. Looking at the life of Nelson Mandela. So Nelson Mandela lived a life for his people. So there are people that are born like that. They live their life to see that humanity is moved to the next level. What will you say about people like that? What will you say about people like that? The challenges life. What about, let's look at the person of Jesus Christ. Jesus came, and it was said that all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. We all sinned. Yes, I'm looking at ups and downs of people's life. It with your own life. A man that knew no sin. Your sin and my sin was imputed upon him. And he decided to say, my meat, what gives me satisfaction? Well, the weather is quite chilly here. It's actually raining where I find myself right now. And the network has been fluctuating, but I told myself I won't end this live. I've started a live stream, and we're going to continue how far we can go. I'm still dealing on the topic, the ups and the downs of life. I looked at the life of Nelson Mandela, a man that gave his life for his people. He went through the ups and downs of life, and he lived life to the best of his ability. Well, if you look at it very well, he has lived and he has made a mark. I'm looking at Jesus Christ also as a man, not as God. He said he left his throne in heaven and took the form of a man. The sin of man was imputed upon him. But the Bible says all have sinned and come short of the glory. We came short because why? We are no longer in the standard of God anymore. So God, the Bible says, any soul that sinneth must die. But for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish but shall have eternal life. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world. But in that state that we find ourselves as humanity, we were in the calendar of God, we were marked to die, because any soul that sinners must die. But for God so loved the world that he gave. God loved the world that he didn't want humanity to be wasted. So instead, he sent a man to stand in the gap. So in our life, there's always, in our world, there's always one that God sends to stand in the gap. Our life is not our own. Everyone. So our life is meant to be a sacrifice. Jesus came and no sin. Our sin was imputed upon him, and he did it just for our life to be restored back again to God. So the reason for coming, is not to condemn us, but in the real calendar of God, man have sinned and we're supposed to be condemned. But love constrains, to send so that you and I don't die anymore. So Jesus came to in between so that our life will be restored back to God again. The whole essence of Jesus coming is to restore man back, not to condemn man. Jesus came to reconcile us back. So you see, your life is precious. Your life is precious in the sight of God. Life is full of ups and downs. I enumerate the life of these people just to let you know that life is full of ups and downs. If God has created us, we are designed and equipped to navigate the earth in spite and despite the challenges that we see in this world that we are living in. See, life is full of challenges, but those challenges have not come to, snuff life out of us. So when you are going through your challenges, know that people out there also are going through their challenges. I don't know what your challenge is. Can you talk to me? If you are there, please let me know what challenge you are going through right now so that we can discuss it, and we know by the mercies of God, God will always make a way. If you are joining me, please can you give me a thumb up? Let me know what part of the earth you are connecting from. It's supposed to be a chat moment. It's a moment of chatting. I came this morning with whole sole purpose that you are live with me at this moment. I don't know. Hello, how are you? So I'm out here just to talk with someone. I just want to sample your mind. Have you ever been under the weather? When I mean the weather, you have the storms of life, the challenges of life, and you feel like quitting. It's not time for you to quit, but you have to keep holding on. I talked about people that didn't quit, and in spite of the ups and downs of life. I talked about the ups and downs of life. There come a time in your life you don't know why some things are happening. I'm telling you, some things happen in your life is is for a purpose, and every situation and circumstances of life happen is meant to take you. So you have to keep holding on. There's no time for you to give up. Have you been there? Well, I have been there. I want to sample up with what experience of your life you have gone through and you want to share with me. Can you share with me? Right now, I've met people through live streaming that told me that they're tired of life, they want to commit suicide. No, suicide is not an option. Suicide is cheap. You're not permitted to take your life. Situation of life will not make you, or will not warrant you to, take your life. The situation of life is not meant to snuff life out of you. But I'm telling you, in those, I keep saying it here, when you're going through some situation that you cannot help yourself, you need to ask for help. Help will come. I'm telling you, that's, I call it the ups and the downs of life. They're not meant to snuff life out of you, but to make you stronger. I'll talk about myself a little bit. Well, I come from a family whereby in my father's side I'm the first, and we are seven in my father's family, and I happen to be the first. But I grew up with my mom. So I'm just talking about my own experience right now. So I'm just talking about my own experience right now. I was raised by a single mother of five boys, one girl. And at the early age while growing up, I didn't know my dad until I got to the age of getting married. And I'm married to an Igbo woman, or I was about to get married to an Igbo woman. She was the one that told me in their tradition, if you want to get married to me, I must know where your father is coming from. So that's my wanting to get married to an Igbo woman when it constrained me to go search for my father that time, and I was able to locate my father, and I know where I was coming from. So I'm telling you just the ups and downs of life. All those stress of locating your father, and you happen to be the first son in the family. There was so much contention. My father's wife had five girls and one boy. And there was a contention of how am I coming from another background to come in and dominate the family. So that was a challenge. That was an ups and down for me while growing up. So, but with the help of God, I was able to weather the storm. Today I can see that I became victorious in the aspect to find myself inculcated back to my father's lineage. So why am I saying this? I'm telling you about the ups and downs of life. So we were born. No one determines how they were born. No one determines where they were born. So you find yourself, you were born in a certain situation, Life has placed you there. So all you do is you live with the tide of time. So you keep navigating and you keep pressing on, you keep going on. I'm telling you, you keep holding on to life. With those challenges of life, they have not meant to snuff life out of you. But if you can hold on and keep holding on, beauty will come out of it. Because why? In life, there's ups and downs. We call them ups and downs, challenges of life that looks as if they have come to snuff life out of you. So don't stop holding on. Don't stop. I mean, going on with life. Don't stop. Pressing on. So if you are to share your experience of life with me, if you are out there, please can you like the live stream? Let me know what part of the earth you are connecting from. I love you. That's why I'm out today. And I know also you love me. I'm just here to share my experience of life. I call it the ups and downs of life. The ups and downs of life. How has life treated you? I'm telling you, people have different stories. If you are in this earth, you have a story to tell. Everyone has a story to tell. You may be an encouragement for the next generation. So the next generation is always pressing in to hold on to something. So you might look at your life, what is happening right now. You don't understand some things that are going on. But I encourage you to hold on. Life has not come, life itself that you're living in has not come to press life. But it looks as if press life out of you, squeeze life. The whole essence, actually, you being in the earth, is to become an. But the situations of life come as if they come to snuff life out of you. But you must tell yourself, I won't give up. Please, if you are watching me, where are you connecting from? Can you tell me your life experience? Can you share with me one experience of life that you will never forget? Can you share with me? I've shared with you my own experience of life. I came from a background of, different, I mean, raised by a single mom. And at later age, I was about to get married. I went back to my dad, discovering my dad. Marriage helped me to connect back to my paternal parents. So to me, that's ups and downs of life. I don't know what your own ups and downs of life is. Can you share with me? I'm a country Christopher. If you are there, please share with me. Let's know. I might learn one or two lessons from it, your life experience. We might learn one or two experiences of your life experience. Maybe you have gone through experiences, you have gone into one thing or the other, you failed along the line, and you are about to give up. See, we all failed in one aspect. No human being on earth that has graced this earth that has never gone through that act of doing one thing or the other and they failed at the first time. You see. So I did a live stream and I titled it, failure or it's a short I did. The fact that you failed yesterday does not make you a failure. Failure is a tag, and failure is not, a title. Nobody is born or designed a failure. God never designed anyone to be a failure. So if you fail, if you attempted a thing and you failed along the line, does not make you a failure. You didn't just get the process that leads to success. God said in His Word, in John, 3 John 2, I wish that you prosper and say, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health as your soul prospers. Also in Jeremiah 11, he said, my thought towards you is not of evil but of good, to give you an expected end. So God expects you to have an expected end. God's desire for you, God's set for you is success. So, but if you are in this world and you are working towards getting success, you failed along the line, does not make you a failure. Failure in short is the process. I remember the man that invented the bulb, Thomas Edison. When he failed 99 times from, is it 95 times from inventing the bulb, the whole world labeled him a failure. And they said, you have failed 99 times from inventing the bulb. He stood up and stood his ground. He said, no, I did not fail 99 times. I did not just discover 99 times of making the bulb. So he didn't label himself a failure. The world looked at him that he failed 99 times and invented. Did he actually invent the bulb at long last? He did. But before he did that, the world thought it was a failure. He didn't. He failed for making it until the 99 times or so, something like that. So you see, the fact that you attempted and failed does not make you a failure. Failure to get to success is just failure is a process to get into success. Please like the live stream. Please like my live stream. So if you are there with me, please just know that. So if you are there with me, please just know that you are still with Okonjo Christopher Television. Actually, I'm just navigating through life. I'm looking at the ups and downs of life. I'm looking at the ups and downs of life. How has life treated you all the while you have been on the earth? How has life treated you? What has been your greatest experience that you want to share with us? I want out there, what is your greatest experience in life that you want to share with us? Please, can you share with me? Share with me. I shared my own experience with you. I told you I was born with two different biological parents. I grew up with my mother. My father did not get married to my mom, and I was raised by my mom. And when I got to an age of getting married, I married to an Igbo woman, and I was about getting married to an Igbo woman. I'm married to an Igbo woman today, and she was the one that encouraged me, for we to get married, I must go to your father's place. That. So at the course of marriage, I went back to my father's compound, my father's house and my father's lineage. That connected me back home to my father, which was beautiful for me. And I happened to be the first in my father's house. So I'm telling you my own life experience, the ups and downs of life, And I've used the life of so many people's life as an example to tell you Jesus came to the earth, a man that knew no sin. The sin of the world was imputed upon him, and he died a shameful death that you and I will be reconciled back to God. So I'm using the ups and downs of people's life to just tell a story. I don't know what the story of your life is, or the story of your life might be uglier than the one I'm telling you right now, and you are ashamed of it. No, you need not to be ashamed of it. The life you are going through, being raised by a single mother, has molded. So reconnecting back again to my paternal home has actually a leverage in life. Because, let me make you understand this. In Africa, when you're not linked up, to your paternal, it's good for you to be linked up to your paternal home than your maternal home. Because why? You don't have a face. There's something about you being complete in Africa, where I find myself. You must be linked. It's not you're not born by you came from a family whereby you are, and you have siblings. You're not from the same father and mother. I find myself in that condition. So in Africa, getting married, and especially getting married to an Igbo woman, you are incomplete. A good Igbo woman tell you, you must link us back. Let's know your family background, and that has helped. I'm telling you, in life, it has actually helped me. So these are the ups and downs of life that one has gone through. Imagine growing up on that age to become a man. You never grew with your father. You never grew knowing the background of your father's place, not knowing your father. So it's a struggle. So I see myself growing up as a young boy, not having that love of a father. I grew up like that. These are the ups and downs of life. So I'm being cheated in that aspect. I'm sharing my life experience right now. I don't know what yours is. So people go through different experiences. But I'm telling you, the life experience of life has not come to snuff life out of you. But in that, God will be using your life in one way or the other to touch the life of other people. Well, recently I went to the IVF office. I'm sharing an experience right now with my wife, just to make an inquiry, just to make an. So I was privileged to be in the Federal Medical Center, so I want to do a vlog with her. So I have to go and interview her and know how the IVF they're talking about, works. I was blessed by that interaction I had with the nurse. So when we got talking, one of the things that caught my attention, or what I was blessed by, was to actually know that IVF actually is of God. IVF, was of God. I was blessed by what I was meant to be schooled about. One of the things that she made me understood that IVF is a 50-50 chance. For those of you that are looking for babies and you want to go through the IVF, it says 50-50 chance. You might get it by grace of God, you might not get it. So it is God that also determines it. That one of the things that actually blessed me when I went to talk with her, you see, God is involved. It's also to beat the devil. Because there are some people that are meant to have babies, but the devil along the line, one way or the other, blocked their womb or blocked their chances of their having. So you see, it's the ups and downs of life. I've seen people struggle to have children. I've seen so many marriages scattered because why? The couples could not have children for many years. This is something that God has made for couples to enjoy. The blessings of every marriage is having the children in the home. But when you don't have the children in the home, it causes a chaos. It causes a confusion. It causes a misnomer in the home. So as I was talking to her, one thing I come to understand that even IVF is a 50-50 chance. And it's also God that determines it. It is still God that gives. I've seen people that have gone for it and they still do not get that opportunity to have children. And when the lady was talking, the nurse was talking, she was using her life as an example. She told me also that during the course of marriage, she waited for years before she got married. When she got married to her husband, she's a young lady. She should be in her 40s. And she got married with her husband for the children to come. So I was talking about this nurse in Federal Hospital in Abuja, and she was telling me about the story of her life. I shed tears. She said she waited so many years before she got married. She got married to the man, the love of her life. They waited for some few years again before they could expect a child. They couldn't even have the child naturally, and she has to go through IVF. And we went through IVF, and God gave her a bouncing baby. After 7 years, the father died. A few years after, the father died. So right now she's a widow. So I felt for her, and she was counseling, telling me so many things, and she found herself, she has been working here for years. So if you look at that ups and downs of that woman's life, that is ministry at its beck and call in her life. That's ministry, she's calling to ministry. So God allow you to go through the ups and downs of life, using your experience in life, to mold you for ministry. So I see her in that level of preparing, because when you come to the hospital, she's the one that will counsel you. She will want that will counsel, and she will use her life experience, what she has gone through in life, and she has gone through the IVF herself. So it's people that have gone through the experience that will tell you a better story of what it is. So I was blessed. I was blessed going to see her, and when I listen about her life experience she has gone through, the ups and downs of life she has gone through, I know God has actually molded her for ministry and sat her there, because a lot of couples will come in there, she will counsel them. By the time you go to her, she counsel you. I'm telling you, you will you'll be blessed. You'll be telling that, oh, everything we go through life does not escape the memory of God. God allows us to pass through some roads in life, is to mold us. So I'm here to tell you that life is full of ups and downs. I call it the challenges of life. Those challenges are meant to mold you for where God is taking you to. Everyone is going through one challenge or the other. Those challenges are meant to mold you for where God is taking you to. I'm telling you, I look at them as building blocks. So if you don't want to be molded for where God is taking you to, then you are not ready to go through. Then you are not ready to go through. You are not ready to go through challenges in life. Then you are not ready for where God is taking you to. God has to build. God has to mature you to release you. For where He's taking you to. Let me tell a story in the Bible right now. Let me take a detour and tell a story in the Bible. There was a prophet in the Bible called Hosea. So Hosea, God told him to go and get married to a prostitute. God just want to use it to tell the story of him and the Israelites. The Israelites have left God. They have gone to fraternize with other gods. They have gone to flirt with other gods. They have gone to out of the way. They have sinned against God. Each time they sin against God, God gives them to their enemies. We have come across that so many times. So Hosea was a prophet in his day. God told him, go and marry to a prostitute. He will go and marry to a prostitute, and they will conceive for him, and they'll give birth to children, and God will give them names. So it's just to typify of how Israel left, God, and go and flirt with other gods. So you see, God uses the life of people to tell a story. God was using the life of Prophet Hosea to tell a story about how the Israelites have left him and go and have relationship with other gods, which is, so if we look at the ups and downs of life, it basically tells us that life is full of story. Actually, life is a storybook. Life is actually meant to be a storybook. So let me take you back to the story of Moses and the Israelites living in Egypt to tell you that life is a storybook. There was that time when Moses was the meekest man, because he moved God with so much wisdom. And it was said that Moses was the meekest man that ever lived on the earth. He knows how to navigate with God. So there was a time they lived Egypt. When they lived in Egypt, and Moses was to go and collect the 10 Commandments. This was in Exodus 33 or so. Yes. When Moses said, "Is God, if you don't go with us, we'll remain here and die." I'm just telling stories now. I'm talking about the ups and downs of life. I'm relating it, looking at the Bible stories. So the people were, I've forgotten the place they were right now. And Moses was to go and collect the 10 Commandments. He left the people, the Israelites, in the hands of Aaron, his brother, to take care of the people. So Moses was at the mountain, and he wasted so much time, and the people were impatient. They waited this long, and Moses could not come down from the mountain. Aaron encouraged the people. So since Moses is not coming from the presence of the Lord, he has tarried for too long. I don't know what's wrong there. He now suggested that they should make a god and worship that god. So he gathered all the earthly things, the rings and the bangles, and they molded and they made a calf, a golden calf. So Aaron led the people to sin. They worshipped the golden calf because they were impatient to wait for Moses to come back for the presence of the Lord. So when Moses came back from the presence of the Lord, Moses was disappointed in his brother Aaron, because why? They have turned to other gods, and God was actually angry with that act, singular act of the people. And so Moses decided, and God decided not to go with the people, no longer go with the people. And he said, Moses, and he sent an angel to go with them. He said he would send an angel to go with them. But Moses, being meek, told God, he said, God, no. If you send an angel to go with us, we will not go with that angel. It's better for us to remain here and die than for an angel to take us across the promised land. You see, Moses was meek. And Moses told God, he said, well, if you are no longer going to go with us, you blot my name out of your book of life. So our life actually is a book that God is writing. He said, you blot my name out of your book of life than for we to go with you and perish. What was Moses insinuating? Moses knew that it's good for God to go with them than God sending an angel. An angel does not have a mind of their an angel does not have a mind of their own. If an angel will go with the people, any singular mistake they do, the angel will wipe them off. Because angels only take command, they don't have a mind of their own. God will instruct them. Any mistake they do, God will instruct the angel to kill the people. So Moses was wise. That was the first one on the part of Moses. He said, no, God, it's rather we die here than for an angel to go with us. If you will not go with us, we will remain here and die. And I see that Moses was right with that act. Angels don't have, sympathy. Angels don't have, patience. Angels are servants. They are sent on errands. Any slight thing they do, God can just order them and they will kill the whole people. So Moses was meek and was wise. He said, if you will not go with us, you will wipe my name out of the Lamb book of life. And God said, okay, I will not kill the people. I will not kill the people instantly, but I know what I will do. He said, for everyone that murmured against me or that have sinned, I will make sure I wipe them. Did God actually wipe them? God actually wiped them systematically. All the people that murmured and sinned against him, God systematically killed them. They didn't enter the promised land. Only 2 tribes enter, Joshua and Caleb. So you see, that's the ups and downs of life. The ups and downs of life, of life. Moses actually knew God, that even God in his. So Moses knew God very well, and understanding the person of God, he was able to work with God diligently, and that was marked for righteousness. So I'm talking about the ups and downs of this life. So people have gone through so much ups and downs, and to some people it has cost them their life. To some people, it has taken them to success. But I'm here to tell you that the ups and downs of life is not meant to snuff life out of you if you know how to navigate your way with God, just like Moses do. He knew God very well. Moses knew the art of God. The ways of God, sorry. It was said that Moses knew the ways of God, but to the Israelites, they knew the art. What does that mean? Moses knew the ways of God. He knows, as a meek man, he knows how God works. So he was able to work with God diligently. So that is what God also expects with us. We should know the ways of God, know the way he works with man, the way he molds every human being. So the ups and downs, the way he takes us through the ups and downs of life, the ups and downs he takes us through in life is not meant to destroy us. It's to make beauty out of us. So Moses knew the ways of God. But to the Israelites, they were meant to know the ways of God, the miracles that God performed, in their midst. So, yeah, we're told that Moses know the ways of God, the ways of God, the way God works with him. God works with him, one-on-one. But to the Israelites, they only know the art of God. They saw his miracle, and they didn't understand his ways. Moses was the only one that asked God, show me your face. And what did God tell Moses? He said, if you see my face, you will not live. I will only show you my backside. So Moses knew the ways of God, but to the Israelites, it was revealed the art of God. You knowing the art of God is that you can only see his hand, but you can't see his face. For you to see the face of God, you are walking hand in hand with him. So, but if you look at it very well, this Moses missed it. actually missed it. One of the things that made though Moses walked with God, knowing the ways of God, but still missed it because he allowed the people to drive him crazy. He allowed the people to drive him crazy. We're going to look at that and see that very soon. How did they allow the people to drive him? He always stood between the people. He has always stood between the people, and that has made him to miss the promised land. He missed the promised land. He narrowly missed the promised land. God allowed him to see the promised land, but he did not enter. That is the man that knew the ways of God, but he still missed it. Do you know you can know the ways of God and still miss it in life if you're not diligent enough? Moses missed the way of God. Was the meekest man that lived on earth, but still missed the art of entering the promise. So it is good for us to work with God diligently and not find one thing. You can still miss it. But my prayer for you is that you should work with God diligently so that you don't miss it. You might know the ways of God, and still miss it. Moses was one man that know the ways of God, the way God works, but he still missed it because he was too emotional with the people. So at times, if you are leading the people and God says, step aside, I'm going to wipe the people, allow it. That art he exhibited there made him to allow the people to drive him nuts. Because of that cost him his life. What happened? There was a place where the people needed to drink water. There was no water. God asked Moses to hit the rock once, and he hit the rock twice. We know what happened. That rock signifies Jesus. Jesus was to be crucified once, but Moses crucified Jesus twice, and that cost him his life. So any slight mistake you make before God can cost you your life. Can cost you your life. That was what happened to the meekest man that we have on earth. So we should be diligent on how we work with God so that it doesn't cost us our life. I'm just sharing with us the ups and downs of this life. The ups and downs of this life that we find ourselves. I don't know, does anyone have an experience you want to share with us? Do you have an experience you want to share with us? If you are joining me, please give me a thumb up. Like the live stream, please subscribe, and please make sure you give me a thumb up. When I release a video, you will see it. I'm highly elated to be with you this morning, and I'm talking about the ups and downs of life. What is your ups and downs? Can you share with us the ups and downs of life? We all have gone through ups and downs in our life, or some of us are still going through ups and downs in life. The ups and downs of life. I'm talking about the challenges that we go through that is meant to mold us. But if we don't allow ourselves to go through the challenges of life, it will either make us or mar us, just like it happens in the case of Moses. This is a man that knows the ways of God. To him, he was meant to know the ways of God, but he still missed it along the line. What can you say about that? The ups and downs of life. The ups and downs of life. We are meant to go through the ups and downs of life, but it's to make us better people. It's not to snuff life out of us. So, can someone share with us the ups and downs of life that you have gone through in life? To some people, to them, life has treated them so badly, and they have a volume of books to write about. If you are going to write volumes of books, do you know the reason why we write books is to serve as a guide to the coming generation. That road you are passing through in life, you're not the first person to pass through it, and you will not be the first person, the only person that will pass through that road. That road that you have passed through that cut short your life. So you see the ups and downs. So you see the ups and downs. That road you have passed in life that have led to destruction in your life. Other people will be passing through, and that might be a safety road for people. So one man's meat is another man's poison. What are we trying to say? I'm going to use my country, Nigeria, as a case study right now. Well, the economy of our country right now is bad. Nigeria is really, really bad. It's nothing to write home about, and it has led a lot of our brains. A lot of our brains in this country have have left the country. Yeah, in the name of Japa syndrome, they call it. A lot of people have left the country. Japa syndrome. I will confess also. I mean that I've been in that cadre also. I've one time wanted to leave the country with my family, but it was not possible. I couldn't make it. I'm confessing right now. I'm using my life. I'm talking about the ups and downs of life that can lead you at times to success or can lead you to failure. I tried about 3 times, and it didn't work for me. And I decided to take it as fate, not living, because the economy is tight. No matter how hard the country is, there are still some people that are still making it in this country. I'm telling you. So it is said that when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. In the mix of the hardship, the economy of the country, there are people that are still millionaires. There are people that business is still working for them. We all in Nigeria have not died. So during the ups and downs of life, I call it the situations of life, the challenges that go on in life, in people's life. God uses it to remold people's destiny. That's one thing I've come to understand about my own country, Nigeria, right now. The economy is so bad, but in the harshness and the harsh reality of the economy, God is still molding people's destiny. I've told you that a lot of people, Japa, in the name of Japa syndrome, they left this country for greener pastures. To some people, it favored they even for greener pastures. But to some people that left, it didn't favor them. They found themselves in calamity. They found themselves in disarray. They find themselves in more confusion. And for those of us that still took the courage, God, by His mercy, asked us to stay back. I will not say I'm regretting. I stayed back because God said I should stay back. And I've not regret, I've not died. A lot of people have not died, and the whole of Nigerians have not died. But I believe in this economic recession, God is using it to remold destinies. Destinies are being remolded inside the country. Destinies are being remolded outside the country. That's what God does. So that's what God does. So what is looking as deadness for some people, God is using it to mold destinies. So these are what I call the ups and downs of life. The ups and downs of life might be favorable to some people, it might not be favorable to some people. But the most important thing is for you to know where God is asking you to be. So see, at the time of crisis, so many things happen. So see, at the time of crisis, so many things happens. I'm using situation of life to tell my story right now. So at the time of crisis, make sure you hear. Be quick to hear God for direction. When crises are happening in your home, be quick to hear God before you take any move, so that you don't miss going to a place of safety. People have run into debt. I remember very well. Let me use this country as a point of contact. There was one time they said people should relocate back. I'm still talking in Nigeria right now. People should go back to their states. Everyone, if you are in the north, go back to your state. Every tribe should go back to the state. The only northerners should remain in the north. So many things have happened in this country called Nigeria, as one is up. But during those periods, a lot of people ran back home. Some people ran back home, and like process of. And those of us are still staying in the north, because I was born in the north. I was born and brought up in the north. I toasted in the north. I got married, everything. I'm still living in the north. I'm in Abuja. I've not died. I'm still here. So I'm just telling you the ups and downs of life. When people are, any decision you must take in life during the process of ups and downs, make sure you hear God. I'm telling you, make sure you hear God. Most of us would have been living in the north today because so many things we have heard. The Fulanis are coming. Let me tell you about the crisis right now going on in Nigeria. There's a clarion call by the Fulanis that they want to take over Nigeria. This has been going on for many years. Was it not 2 years ago? Year 2000. So the Fulanis will kill everybody in the north. It has not happened. There's still a clarion call by the Fulani to take over Nigeria. I saw on the internet they were clamoring, they were putting armored cars together to take over the country. We're just looking. People are just praying home, and that process. I'm telling you, it is only the counsel of God that will stand. I still say it. Let every man be a liar. So, what I'm invariably signifying here or saying, trying to reiterate here is that in every situation of life that we go through, we find ourselves. Please make sure we hear God before we make any move. Because situation of life push you, the ups and downs of life will push you. You make the wrong decision, it will cost you your life. It will cost you everything. I've seen people die because they are running helter-skelter when they have not heard from God. I'll give you a story again of someone in the Bible. Isaac. There was a famine in Egypt. And, there was a famine in Gerar, where Isaac is. And he inquired from the Lord, should I leave this town? And God told him, stay in Gerar. In the midst of famine, stay there. I'm going to bless you. So this is a man that inquired of the Lord. And God asked him to stay in Gerar in the midst of the famine. And you know why? Because God has spoken to him and he heeded the word of God. He stood there. In the midst of that famine, he opened an opportunity for him, and God blessed him there. God prosper him in the midst of that famine. God prospered him. He became prosperous. Even the people in Gerar envied him. He became so prosperous. He prospered and became so prosperous. That's what the Bible said. God prospered him beyond recognition. So what we're saying here, in the ups and downs of life. So you see that it is during crisis. God uses crisis period to mold destinies. God uses crisis period to shift people. God uses crisis period to create a new life in people. I mean, God uses crisis period, to make a shift in the heavenly realms. I'm going to give you the last story, and I'm going to end the live. Let's look at the famine in Gerar. If you are joining me, please can you give me a thumb up, like the live stream. Please like the live stream. There was a famine in Gerar. The famine was so bad that women were giving their children in exchange, eating their children up. It was so bad that they went to the king, said, King, help us. And the king said, could not help the situation. The king said, how can I help you? If God does not help you, how can I help you? Even the king could not help the people. It was so bad. The Bible said the famine at that time was so bad, ups and downs, I call it, was so bad that the king has to ask for Elijah. He said, if Elijah does not tell them what God is saying, they will require him of his head. So Elijah has to tell the people, say, at this hour, the situation will change. They should be calm, the situation will change. But there was a security man at that time that doubted, because the famine was so bad. He said, even if God will open the window of heaven, this famine cannot change. But what did Elijah tell him? He said, you will see with your eyes, but you will not eat from the plenty that is going to come at what God is going to do. And did you know that actually a change came? Yes, change came. Plenty. There was a time of plenty. And that security man. So what I'm invariably saying is that at each point, what I'm invariably saying is that At each point in time in your life, when you find yourself in a crisis situation, please don't take drastic conclusion. Don't act immediately. When you find yourself in a crisis situation, make sure you hear God. Because in the middle of that crisis, you take drastic measure, you will just miss it. Things, at the time of crisis, things happen. God uses it to mold destinies. God uses it to shift people. Like that Samaritan famine I'm talking about, famine I'm talking about. That security man that doubted of God from Elijah saw the plenty in the mix of, of scarcity, but did not eat of it. They trample upon him. If you want to take any decision in this period, please hear God. People have lost their life. Destinies have been lost during the process of crisis because they refuse to listen to the word of God. So I enjoin you. I call it the ups and downs of life. At the moment of ups and downs in life, don't take drastic decisions. I've seen people give up and commit suicide. There's so much crisis happening. There's so much things going on in your life that you don't understand. Even at this moment, you don't understand what you are going through in life. But I don't advise you to take drastic decisions. Can you be patient and wait for God to perfect what He wants to do? You call it crisis. I call it the storms of life. I always call it the storms of life. At the storm of life, God uses the storms of life, the challenges of our life to make a miracle. I've given so much example here each time I talk. I don't know why I talk on this level. Maybe there's someone out there listening to me. You are going through crisis in your life. Can you talk to me? At the end of you seems not to be seeing any light. I'm talking to somebody right now. There's something. You seems not to be seeing any light in life, and you are tired of life. You are about to end it. Are you such person? Can you just, I mean, come on live? Let me know. Can you just talk to me? You are about ending it. You are tired of this life you are living. Life does not make any meaning. You want to end it. I'm advising you as you hear the sound about it. Remember, at the end of the tunnel, there's a light still shining. At the end of every tunnel you look at, if you look from it from every distance, there's always light still shining. That's to tell you that in the midst of that darkness you find yourself, the light. God can still do something. See, God makes something beauty out of ashes. That life that you see, you are looking as if you are tired of, God can make beauty out of it. I'm a living testimony of it. Even what I'm going through right now is a testimony of what I'm telling you. Where I'm staying in an estate, they told everybody to vacate that estate. That was the period I was planning to travel out of the country. And all my money had been booked. I was fraud. A fraud was done on me by agents. They ate my money. I didn't even have money to go and rent another apartment. And where I'm staying, the estate I'm staying has been sold to another landlord. So I don't have money to even go. The money I have, I don't have money to go and rent another house with my family. And I left it to God. Because God has not told me to go rent a house. The money that God gave me was to travel out of this country. And I told myself I will not leave that place. I will stay in that apartment. People were leaving. I remained. And when the new landlord came, I approached him and I spoke to him about my plight. I said, this is my condition. I've lost money with agents. I don't have money again. The money that God gave me was not to rent a house, was to travel. Please give me time. Do you know, since December till this time, I'm still in that present place. I've not left. Nobody has killed me. I'm still staying there, waiting until God will make the new accommodation. So I'm telling you, I don't know what you are going through right now as you listen to me. Life has beaten you black and blue. I've been there before. I'm still staying there. I want to hear God talk to me. This is the next accommodation. He has shown me where the next accommodation is, but He has shown me in a dream. Have you passed through the ups and downs of life? Or are you passing through the ups and downs of life? I call it the storms of life, the challenges of life, and you are tired, you are about giving up. Please, can you come on air and let me know? Can you just talk to me? I can encourage you, I'm still encouraging you, and you are about giving up. Please don't give up. This is not the time to give up. God is still working in your life. I told you that the storms of life, the challenges are building blocks for God. When you are good, that storm you are going through is what God will use to bring out the miracle. I'm telling you, if only you can hold on a little bit, change is coming. Can you just hold on a little bit? Don't give up. You are about to give up when you are about to see light. Some people have given up at the verge of the breakthrough. I'm telling you, at the verge of the breakthrough, don't give up. Coming. I'm telling you, my brother, change is coming. Don't give up. Don't give up on yourself, because God said in His word, He said, I will never give up on you. See, the work of the devil is to push you to that place whereby you give up. But I'm telling you today, there is hope. There is hope for you if you don't give up. God said in His word, He said, don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on me until you see that change come. That is the word of God. But it's difficult. My brother, I know I have been there. I'm passing through there. It's difficult, but God said, hold on. At the end, you will see God. He said, my soul will not have pleasure on whoever gives up. I don't know who I'm talking to right now. You're about to give up in life. My brother, don't give up. Change is coming. Can you just talk to me so that I can pray with you? If you're in that condition right now, can you whisper to me, tell me I'm in that condition, I need you to pray with me. I will pray with you. I join faith with you and pray. Remember the topic I'm treating today, the ups and downs of life. The ups and downs. That's the challenges of life. Thank you for liking my live stream. Please, I like more people to like my live stream. Like it, like the live stream, comment, subscribe, and give me a thumb up and press the notification button. What I'm talking about today is the storms, or I'm talking about the ups and downs of life. Ups and downs of life. The challenges of life or the storms you go through. I'm telling you, they are not meant to kill you. They are not meant to snuff life out of you. So I'm here to tell you that God is. So I'm here to tell you that God is still working in your life, both to will and to do of His good pleasure. So don't you ever give up on God, because God will not give up on you. God is not ready to give up on you. He's working in you both to will and to do of His good pleasure. I'm talking to you right now. Please hold on to God. The miracle is about to happen. Suicide is not an option. Suicide is not the best option for you. It's not time for you to give up on God. Please, I saw the likes. Can you give me the like? Like the live stream, please. Like the live stream. Give me a thumb up. Give me a thumb up. Don't give up on God. God is not up on you right now, but He's about to work a miracle out of that storm that you are going through. Out of our storm comes our miracle. Out of your storm comes your miracle. Out of your storm comes a miracle. I don't know what you are going through. I don't know what the challenges is right now, but I'm telling you, walk, both to do of His good pleasure in your life. Hold on some more time, and you'll see the salvation of the Lord at this hour and at this time. God will work out beauty out of ashes. He will make you beautiful at the right time. And I'm telling you, this is the right time for God to work beauty out of your life. If you are listening to me and you have any question to ask, or you want to contribute, or you want to tell me about your life experience, something that you feel we should hear, you want to share your testimony, or you want to share your life experience, you could come in and share. I want to hear from you. It's a chat time. I want to know more about your experience. I want to know the position you find yourself right now. I'm just here sharing with you the ups and downs of life are not meant to destroy you, but they are meant to give you a posture in earth. They are meant to strengthen you. You need an encouragement in every, ups and downs of life we go. So, in every situation of life that we go through, I'm here to encourage us to hold on. I'm here to encourage us to hold on to life. Life has not come to treat to life. Life has not come to treat us out of proportion. God said, I will not give you anything that you not be able to handle. But when you go through those trials, God will definitely make a way of escape for you to escape it and succeed in it. So keep trying, keep holding on to God. Your desires in God will come to pass. God will not allow you to see shame. It's not in the character of God to allow us to see shame. Shame we will not see. That's what God has promised us. He said we will not see shame. In all, we will not see shame. He will not bring us to a point whereby we will see shame. So we keep negotiating with God, because in every part of our life, once in a lifetime, we find ourselves in bends. Bends are situations that we find ourselves, and we need to negotiate and come out of it. So you might be in a bend right now. You need to negotiate. But I'm encouraging you, please make sure you hear from God as you negotiate that bend. Each bend in life comes with some difficult situations, but are not meant to swallow you up. All you need to know is hear from God. God will not misdirect you. The ups and downs will not swallow you up. There will be a way of escape. God will say, I will always make a way of escape. The word of God comes with promissory notes to get us to a better place. And I'm telling you, God will perfect everything concerning our lives. Life will be sweeter when we can listen to God and wait for Him to. So I'll give one more example before I end this live stream. I'll give one more example before I end this live stream. A simple one that we can relate with. Let's say you find yourself in a serious a traffic jam, and you find yourself in a traffic jam. Vehicle are from both sides, everywhere. Vehicle is coming, and you find yourself in the middle. You want to cross. Please don't cross at that moment. Stay where you are. That's a dangerous bend. Stay where you are at the mix of, traffic coming from all directions, left, right, center. Stay where you are. You will not be swallowed up by the traffic. Vehicle jam, you stay where you are. They will always see you. In every direction that the traffic is heavy, they will always see you. But when you try to negotiate to pass by force, a vehicle will hit you mistakenly. So, but in the process of you staying where you are, the vehicles that are coming on all sides will begin to negotiate. As they negotiate, the traffic will not ease itself. You see that the road will be clear. You cannot pass. That's a clear example of where life places us at times. I call it the ups and downs of life. You find yourself in that situation, you are confused. In the mix of confusion, don't take decision. In the mix of drastic decisions, chaotic situation, it's not the time for us to take decision. If you take decision, you might take the wrong decision. So stay there, don't negotiate, don't at that time when the traffic is so heavy, things are happening at the same time. You don't know what to do. You are confused. God is not a God author of confusion. At that mix of that thing, stay there. I'm telling you, as you stay there, listen to that voice of God that will speak to you. The whole thing will not ease. You cannot cross. That is how life is. That is the ups and downs of life. So the ups and downs of life, it's a time for you to use wisdom in everything that you do. The Bible says wisdom is profitable to direct. Wisdom is justifier of his children. In everything that we do, God enjoins us to use wisdom. Use wisdom in anything you are doing. In anything you must negotiate the bends, use wisdom. If not so, you will miss it. We've seen people miss it at the point of the breakthrough. A breakthrough is about to come. Because you take the wrong decision, you just missed it. So once again, I want to let us know that it's the ups and downs of life. The ups and downs of life. You call it challenges in life, are not meant to destroy us, but they are meant to, to keep us focused, to strengthen us, to keep us in the right direction, to keep us, depending on God. There's no way you depend on God that you will miss it. But if you depend on your strength, you will miss it. It says, by strength shall no man prevail. People that have moved by their strength have missed it. Life is full of ups and downs. Life is full of challenges. Life, I mean, is treating people differently. One good, I mean, what is one it's a challenge to some people. I mean, it's a stepping stone for others. So that is what life. That's why I call it the ups and downs. The ups and downs of life. What is an up for you might be down for someone. What is a down for somebody might be ups for you for someone. So you see the ups and downs of life, the challenges of life, they come in different ways. They come in diverse ways. They come at all different times. So what you are going through right now might not be what the other person is going through. And what you have gone through, someone has gone through it. I call it the ups and downs of life. Thank you for joining me, and make sure you maintain and know how to navigate at each point in your ups and downs that you find yourself. God bless you.